Melania has now long been absent on the campaign trail in a way that is pretty staggering, given how significant this is in Trump's life, and how normally in a presidential campaign like this, you have your spouse there showing their support for you. When Trump was in court, Melania was nowhere. And I have some reporting for you, obviously on the campaign trail, nowhere, but now I have some that's just an extra snub. And we'll talk about that in a second. But last night you did have, before getting to that, a pretty awkward interaction just to show the overwhelming love and romance between these two individuals. And I'm going to first show you this. You've probably seen it. And then show you my live reaction and Josiah's live reaction in the live stream yesterday, because it was pretty funny. But here was the absolute dream couple interacting with one another after Trump's speech. And we're going to keep this muted just for copyright purposes because there's music playing. But you can see Melania Trump walking out on stage, saying hello to people, surprising Donald, and then having what can only be described as two middle schoolers trying to figure out a first kiss on the cheek. There. So, and then just the most comfortable hand-holding imaginable. And this was Josiah from Pondering Politics and my reaction to this in real time last night.
Just the one, just the one fact check. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to show this.
Okay.
So, Melania is actually like, hey,
oh, why is she?
Oh my God! Look, that was the pain on her face.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, look, and she's moving away. Oh, God.
Oh, do I have to? Do I have to hold your hand? Was this in the contract?
No. Oh my God.
Right, and there was actually a lot of discussion about that kiss, just how disjointed it was. But listen, I'm not here to judge. That's exactly what I'm doing. But we're gonna talk about the political angle to this in just a second. But this was Melania Trump entering yesterday when she finally arrived at the RNC. All right. So there's that. But interestingly, there's a notable decision that she made that once again shows how little she's willing to show support for her husband. I always feel weird saying husband, but I guess that's Trump's her husband, right? That's like still a thing. Okay. Melania Trump skips out on speaking at the Republican National Convention, which is a major thing, being a former first lady and the wife of the presidential candidate being nominated. Normally you would speak. And we'll look at how her last speech went and the little plagiarism that went on in just a second here. But Salon reports former First Lady Melania Trump, who has largely abdicated her public role since her husband left the Oval Office, will not speak at the Republican National Convention as Donald Trump accepts his presidential nomination despite several requests to do so. Please, Melania, will you speak? The people are saying that if Trump's own wife can't even support him at the trial, on the campaign trail, at the convention, then why should they please speak and say you support him? And she said no. The former First Lady has stepped off the campaign trail alongside the former president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, who's also taken a scaled-back approach, but they're stepping out tonight. And Ron Filipkowski did post a clip saying, once again, if Melania makes her contractually obligated appearance tonight, she will not walk in with Trump. Separate cars as always. I think, separate from just being nitpicky about their personal life, which is none of my beeswax, okay? I think it's more so about the fraudulent, to use a term, the deceptive, but also everyone sort of sees through it, so is it deceptive, appearance of Trump in so many ways, right? This party of family values brand is somehow associating itself with someone who barely has a relationship with his wife, maybe in part because he cheated on her with a porn star some time ago when she was taking care of her newborn. Maybe because he was found liable of sexually abusing a woman in a civil trial. Maybe because of any other reasons that get to, this is not a party of family values person. So stop with this moral grandstanding, Republicans. If you're choosing him, you don't have any moral high ground, and you don't value character in your leaders. And just if you could be transparent about that, then we could get back to a discussion that is still contentious, but at least you're being honest about what you're characterizing your movement by, because it's not these family values that sometimes you purport to stand for. And I think that's a lot of what this bolsters. If you appreciate this show and want to, in the easiest, freest way possible, support the work that we're doing, clicking that subscribe button makes a huge difference. Back to the video. But I did want to flash back to Melania Trump's speech at the past Republican National Convention in 2016. And one of the reasons it went super viral was because she chose one of her heroes, I guess, Michelle Obama, sort of a shocking inspiration given their political differences, as someone that she would just steal the speech of. And that yielded this.
Barack and I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, even if you don't know them and even if you don't agree with them.
That you treat people with respect. They thought and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
And Barack and I set out to build lives guided by these values and to pass them on to the next generation, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Because we want our children in this nation to know that the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Right. Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking. If you were willing to read someone else's speech practically in the last RNC, or at least in the first one, why not just... You can't do that again for Trump. She can't even plagiarize another speech for Trump. That's how little she's supportive of him these days. So I ask again to the American people, why would you support Trump if his own wife can't? Let me know what you thought of that in the comments. If you want to give support to the show and receive extra content in return, you can do so by clicking the join button below.